Our doorbell hasn't worked forever, so we are going to replace it with something really fun. I want to surprise you guys. But first, I want to show you some holes we've had under our eaves and around our door for years now. So we are getting these holes repaired because we found out how expensive it was to remove bees once they move in. And since we're beekeepers, we decided to go ahead and spend a little bit now than a whole bunch later. Say hi, Stephen.
Hello.
He did a great job at Mrs. Kenner's house. I'm going to show you guys before and after. Remember that bee rescue I filmed a few weeks ago? If you missed it, you missed a good one. I'll leave a link in the video description. But my neighbor's house had an awful crack in the brick. And here in Dallas, because of our clay soil on our foundations, they shift. So it's not uncommon to have cracks. But unfortunately, they provide a great place for bees to move in. So that's what happened to my neighbors. You guys, look at the wonderful job that Stephen did after the bee rescue. He really fixed it up well, I think. So impressed with that young man. And the roof is all fixed. My brother-in-law pitched in and fixed that up for them. So, love neighbors helping neighbors. So he's gonna fix this up and get this closed in for us, so we don't have to worry about a swarm moving in. If you guys are local to Dallas and you need some help with brick and stone repair, then Stephen is definitely your guy. Look at what a good job Stephen did, you guys. It looks great. And he shored up all the holes around the door. My sweet homesteading friend Vera gave this to me. Thank you, Vera. I finally got it up. So when you come visit me, you can ring my bell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Okay, I think that's loud enough.
Yeah, good. The neighbors will know somebody's here.
What a cool doorbell. Yay. I am potting my tomatoes up. I rooted them from cuttings and then I'm gonna pot them up because we're thinking about having that fall crop of tomatoes. We're excited about that, but what we do now is gonna get us that fall crop. So that's what I'm doing tonight. But first, look at this. I got my logo on my hat, so I'm super excited about that. It's really nice to see that. My good friend Ann and Ann's Embroidery did it for me. Her and Gary, great couple, great customer service, really wonderful people. So I'll leave the link below. Eventually I'll have them for sale on my website, but not yet. But we're working towards that. I'm working with them and we're gonna do something like that in the future. Back to tomatoes. You can see they've rooted up beautifully. Hope you guys can, there you go. But I should have gotten them in pots probably a week ago. They've been in here like 3 weeks, so it probably would have been better if I had repotted them into dirt last week, because they just started to kind of turn and look kind of sickly, because they can't exist on water alone. Man can't exist on water alone, neither can tomatoes. So we're gonna put them in earth tonight. I mixed up some peat and vermiculite just because that's what I had on hand. Any potting soil would be great for this. And then I'm gonna add some fertilizer. I got this at my feed store. They mix up their own and sell it in bulk, so that should do it. I am just going to trim up each tomato plant. I'm just going to cut off anything that's looking sickly. I'm going to cut a tiny bit off the end just so it'll fit in the pot. This one is Sunrise Bumblebee. I just had a bunch of leftover pots because, you know, I buy plants a lot and I saved them. But if you don't, maybe Dixie cups, as long as you put drainage holes in the bottom, just something that can hold them, let them get the nutrients they need. Get them ready for going into the garden. Don't forget to label. All right. I'm gonna get jammy on these and then give them a good soaking drink. And we're well on our way to fall tomatoes. These Tasmanian chocolate container tomatoes are a lot stouter, they're a lot smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and do them in these Dixie cups. I went ahead and put a couple of drainage holes in the bottom, and I'm just going to write the label right on there. Whoever thought this name Tasmanian chocolate gets a gold star for creativity, and yeah, I love that name. And I love the tomato that it produces, for sure. Alright, fall tomatoes, here we come. Now you might be saying to yourself, Dash, why aren't you putting these out in the garden? Well, I want them right here. They're right outside my back door, my sliding glass door, so I can even look at them all day, keep my eye on them, make sure they stay nicely watered all the time, and I can even take them out of the hot afternoon sun and put them in a shady spot so they don't get just fried. So yeah, I'm gonna baby them, let them get a little stronger and happy and green again, and then they will go out in the garden sometime in August. And right here by my back door, I can protect them from spider mites by just rinsing them off if I see any indication of those pesky mites on them. All right, you guys, I hope that you are well on your way to a great fall tomato crop. If you don't have cuttings, it's a little late to do them by seed, to start them by seed indoors. But I know in this area, Dallas, North Haven Gardens always gets fresh new tomato starts for that fall harvest. And I know they usually have a big 4th of July sale, so I'm assuming they're still gonna have that. So go and get your tomatoes there if you don't have them started on your own, and then plant them in the garden. Well, you can actually pot them up and baby them like I'm doing, and then plant them in the garden in August. So yeah, so you can protect them and make sure they get good water until they get a little bit more established root system, a little bit more established plant, and then put them in your garden and get ready for fall tomatoes. All right, you guys, happy gardening and happy homesteading and happy Independence Day. Bye now.